Well, hello, TikTok. How are we doing? Let me know if you can hear me okay. Let's see. Viewers, get ready. 1, 2, 3. Let me know if you can hear me okay. This is a new look for me. You guys have never seen me like this. This is a brand new look. Brand new look for me. Yes. I've never done the food category before. Never, ever. So this is going to be a first. This is definitely going to be a first for me. I am going to be baking a cake. And this isn't my first cake I've ever baked, but it is definitely the first cake that I have ever baked on TikTok. And I hope you can hear me okay. I'm using a new lavalier mic. So if you want to just, tap the screen, give me those thumbs up, letting me know that you can hear me okay. Or, just let me know in the chat that you can hear me just fine. There's no distortion or anything. I'll make sure to talk louder if the lavalier does not work. So what we're going to be doing is making a birthday cake for my mom. My mom is turning 77. She turned 77 on Sunday, the 4th, but we're celebrating tomorrow. So I gotta make the cake. It's gotta be good and it's gotta be fresh. So I figured that I'll get it done tonight and let you guys all have a laugh at me while I'm doing it. So welcome in. If you don't know who I am, my name is Maya, and my TikTok feed is World of Maya, and usually I am a gamer streamer. I go live on Twitch, Kick, YouTube, TikTok, Live Space, and Twitter, all under World of Maya. And let me see here. Oh, go pin. This is prompting me to do things. You must understand that I'm new to all this. So go ahead and please tap on the screen. Let me know that you are here, that you're watching, that you are enjoying the live, and all that jazz. So we're going to be making a chocolate cake. Chocolate fudge. In fact, it's my mom's favorite, and it's also her favorite recipe. It's the one that she always made for me when I was a child. And yeah, so you let me know if you can hear me okay. I'm also trying out a new camera holder that tracks me as I move. As you can probably see, it is following me around. That's my fridge. Penguin! And it should work pretty well. So if you're having difficulty seeing me or whatnot, just let me know. I'm also going to be trying to watch myself on my tablet, so then that way I can make sure everything. There it is. And I can actually hear myself, so that sounds pretty good. Yay! I'm looking good in the neighborhood. Good. And then that way I can also see if you're telling me anything. Here, 1 second. Hold up. Cool beans. All right. Hey, Val Kelly, welcome into the house. How are you? Haven't seen you in a while. I'm just checking out things on my tablet, making sure everything's going well. Woo-hoo-hoo. All right. So I'm melting butter. That's where I left off. So I'm not melting it. I'm softening it. I'm supposed to soften a half a cup of butter. We're not there yet. Okay. We're not there yet. Hooray for microwaves. So we are softening a half a cup of butter. Not using margarine. We're using all real ingredients. The majority of the things that I have were bought at Whole Foods. So all organic, good, healthy sugars. I'm great. I'm 18 weeks pregnant with number 4. Oh my goodness, girl. That's incredible. Congratulations. I had no idea you were that pregnant. Dang, girl. I get it. Busy napping indeed. Shoot, I get busy napping. I took a nap yesterday and I'm not pregnant. Oh my gosh. Nor do I intend to be. So right now I am just working with getting prep stuff done. Right now, I'm just going to use this already open butter. I like to call this Presidente butter. I know it's President. It's French, but I like to irk my husband and say Presidente. And I'm just going to be greasing my 2 9-inch pans. And I usually do a both and. I use butter to grease the bottom and the sides of the pan. Okay. So I do that. And I also put down wax paper on the bottom of the pan. I already measured and cut that out. That's one done. And so I have already pre-cut 2 circles of wax paper that will fit perfectly on the bottom. And since I put butter on it first, it's going to stick real nice and flatten itself. And so that's going to prevent the bottom of the cake from sticking to the pan. Man, oh man, have I made that mistake before. And no, I never want to make that mistake again. So I'm literally just taking the butter and just making sure that I'm getting it all along the bottom. Now, I am not like a pro baker by any stretch of the imagination, okay? Not at all. I'm just a girl who loves her mom. And when mom says, I want you to bake me my favorite cake for my birthday, you go, of course, Mom. I'm sorry if my camera is still kind of getting used to me. I'm getting used to it and where I'm supposed to stand. So this is my first live cooking stream. Never done one before. So I'm learning as I go. So please forgive if things get a little crazy. My fingers are already getting greasy. That's okay. All right. Let's do this. Flatten this out. Man, I cut these just right. They fit beautifully. So I had to do a little bit of prep work. So I had to make sure that I had the pans. I had the wax paper already cut for the pans. So I did that before I went live because, it's kind of hard. I like the tracking, even if it's been a little bit of a pain. It's a great idea. Yeah, this is this tracker I got on TikTok. And so I'm trying it out. It's one of those TikTok ones that says, hey, guess what? It's like a little stand. It has a camera built into the stand and it's angled up at me. You can angle it for sitting or standing. And it's not connected to my phone in any way. So everything that you're seeing is from my phone. I have a light, a clip light LED on the top of my phone. And then, of course, I just went live from my phone on TikTok. And then this little stand thing just follows me wherever I go. And it just turns my cell phone. So simple, easy setup. And if I wanted to play music, I could just play it in the background. But I decided not to because I can get easily distracted while I'm cooking, which kind of makes me wonder why I decided to stream. But I think talking it through is going to help me stay focused. I can be very ADHD. There have been moments where I got distracted by myself and then forgot, did I already put in 3 cups of sugar or was it 2? Did I put in the white sugar or was it the brown? And then it's like, oh. So you guys can help me keep track. I'm counting on you to help me. So we're going to be beating things in a minute as soon as I make sure that we're ready to go here. I want to make sure my butter, almost there, It's almost there. Let's see. Yep, let's do it. Enter sticks. It's only a half, but I'm going to say it's 1. There you go. I'm going to say it's 1 this time because it's gone through twice at the half and it's not making any difference. Whew. And then, of course, after this, what I will do is once it bakes and then cools, I will then have to whip up the buttercream frosting. So we got all kinds of good stuff that we'll be using. I've got the good Madagascar vanilla extract. That's always the good stuff. I'm using actual buttermilk, and this brand, Guernsey Farms Dairy, they are a local Michigan dairy, very close, nearby my house. So really happy that I was able to get that because they make the best milk. We're using large brown grade A organic eggs from Whole Foods. Thank you, Whole Foods. No sponsorship, by the way. This is just where I shop. It's just easy to get delivery from Whole Foods through an Amazon account. We're also using a special cocoa, and it's called Verona. And apparently this is the good shit. Apparently this is really, really good. It's French. And I've used it once before, and it was absolutely divine. So we're going to use it again, and it's going to make it super duper chocolate fudgy, like dark chocolate as opposed to milk chocolate, which is awesome. So, all right, let's check the butter now. Oh, yeah. Okay, now it's like partially melted. Better be good now. Yeah, that's soft enough. Okay. Preheat oven to 350. That's probably a good start, huh? Yeah, that would be smart. Let's do that. Get that baby going. Gotta do that first, right? Preheat your oven. I have a gas oven, so, and it has been tested recently. It is a balanced heat, so I don't have to worry about one side being underdone and one side being overdone, which is always good. Time. So, some of these measurements are really wonky. Like the first one tells me 2 1/8 cups of flour. Really? 2 1/8? It's 2 1/4. I am not one of those people who always has to be super exact. Things come out good. So, hey, give me 1 second. I'm getting all these invites to like join people, and I really don't want to do that. So, I'm trying to do my settings so that it doesn't allow that. I don't know where to do it because I hardly ever come live on here. It's like, okay. It's like, people, leave me alone. Please leave me alone. I just want to do my thing. Just want to do my thing. Oh, well, I'll just tell them to go away. All right, measuring cups. Here we go. Let's do this. I've got plenty of measuring cups. I keep forgetting that one doesn't have a handle. It always just flies out. So yeah, everyone has a handle except for the quarter. These are my favorites, but I have a ton in here, which every good baker should. You should always have ample amount of measuring cups of different shapes and sizes, because these are kind of like beveled and angled. Follow me. So it's good that it's beveled and angled because, you know, certain things just gets easier to get things, you know, what you're scooping out. So I always like to have different kinds. I also have just like flat round plastic. Those are metal. And same with my measuring spoons. I do the same thing. I have a gajillion types. Most of them are plastic. And they do me pretty well, but then some of them I have like doubles, back to backs, just to make life easier. So some are kind of like perfect round, deep. Some are, again, beveled. So it really depends on what you need to scoop and what you're scooping it out of, or if you have to get a lot. So if you're not used to baking, I'm with you. I have learned everything either from my mom or from serious trial and error over my life. Usually trial and error. Lots of error. Lots of error. But I can't screw this up because we're having the cake tomorrow. So, you know, that's the deal. That's the deal. Again, share with your friends. Tell your family to join in if they're interested in watching a silly mid-40s woman bake a cake. And be silly and goofy and make fun of herself. Because that's what we're doing. All right. Thankfully, it's not freezing cold in here either. I'm just breaking up the butter. It is nice and soft. But I just want, when I dump it into the mixer, I just want to make sure that it's not just going to be a clump, and it's actually, I can break it up a lot faster. Oh, this is where it makes me so nervous. This is where I get so nervous. You ready? All right, here we go. Cup number 2, flour. Oh wait, I forgot. I have some in here already. I already have some in here. Isn't that awesome? I already have measuring spoons in here. I keep forgetting that there are times I'm really efficient, and I have specific measuring cups for my flour because I make bread in a bread machine, and it's just easier to have the half cup, the quarter cup, and the main cup in here with the flour because those are the ones I always use to make the bread, right? So let's just use those. They're already here. They're already covered in flour. Let's go. And here's a little trick. You're always supposed to scoop flour with a spoon and never directly scoop the cup into the flour. This is a trick that I've learned. Supposedly it's better. You're not using as much flour. It's not as packed. So you can have a more airy cake or bread per se. It's not gonna like hurt it or anything, but pros say always use a spoon to put your flour into your measuring cup. And then what I do is I just use the edge like that to make sure that it's even. So I'm going to do cup number 1. This is just regular bleached flour. It's not any like special baking flour. It's just your run-of-the-mill white flour. Yeah, that's cup number 1. Now, here's the funny part. It tells me I'm supposed to sieve all this together, and let me tell you, my sieve died. So we're just gonna have to do. So I am missing that step. I am well aware of that step. I did skip a step last year, and everyone loved the cake. It was fine. So not the end of the world, but it does say to sift together. So I don't have a sifter that's functional. It kind of died. It was old. I had one of those old metal ones, and it finally like rusted away. All right, that's 2, and now it says an 1/8. We're gonna go with a 1/4. This is a relatively runny recipe. It is a wet dough. It pours very nicely into the pans. So an extra 1/8 of a cup of flour is not going to make or break it. You know what I mean? All right, that's the flour. I always am the kind of baker who likes to have everything out in front of me and to go in order. If I have to go to the cupboard and pull it down and then use it, first of all, I'm going to forget what did I use or not, because my system is it's all in front of me. And when I've used it all, it goes away. Whether I put it away or just move it off to the side so I don't do it again, because that is the death of the cake if you put in too much flour, too much sugar, not enough, etc. Now let me put this other butter away so it doesn't soften, because I'm not going to use this one anymore. This is kind of like a cooking butter. And yes, I am using unsalted baking butter for the cake itself. For the pans, I just used regular butter because it's barely a thin layer, you know. So that's what I use for that. That's what we normally use when we cook. I also have this stuff called Earth Balance. It's a buttery spread, and it's vegan. It has like no animal products, etc. That's the one I use on the day-to-day basis for like toast and things like that. But if I'm actually going to bake something, we use real butter, with the exception of cakes because I say use unsalted. All right, flour, cup granulated white sugar, domino, a cup, 1 cup, 1. Oh, we're preheated. Oh, can you hear my kitty? Fuzzy. Hello, my fuzz. That's Pandora. That if you can hear her, she is my gray tabby. And she sees me here in the kitchen, so she assumes it's some making something for her, because don't you know, of course, why wouldn't I be cooking up something for my fuzz? Right? Yeah, no. I know what she wants. She wants her TREATS. I can't say the word or I'll get in trouble. TREATS. I say it out loud, it's like I have to get it. All right, 1 cup granulated sugar. Goes away. Away with you. Okay. 1 cup brown sugar. Brown sugar, how come you dance so good? Who likes the Rolling Stones? Yeah! Woo! How come you dance so good? Now, since brown sugar is wet, and I may need to use that other cup for dry again, you use a different cup that's more colorful and beveled, so then that way I know that I've used it. Now with brown sugar, it doesn't matter if you scoop in it because it has to be packed. So you can use the spoon. You can use the cup to get it out because you're going to be packing it anyway. Come on, baby. This stuff makes it really good, but you gotta work to get it. Okay. And I'm gonna smush it. Make sure I have enough. I'm a little short. So use my fingers to top up the top here just a little bit. The neat thing about brown sugar, if you're not used to working with it, it's got molasses in it that makes it sticky and clumpy, so it sticks together, which is really nice and gives a hell of a flavor. But it can dry out if you don't store it appropriately, and it can become really, really hard. That doesn't mean you have to throw it away. Hey, Toxic, how you doing? That doesn't mean you have to throw it away. You can always throw in, like, I think there's ways to, like, you can heat it up carefully in the microwave in a very low setting. You don't, like, throw water in the bag or anything, but if you Google ways, don't throw out brown sugar because there are ways to resurrect it. Just put a little bit on the counter. Let's go. There we go. Okay, 1 cup brown sugar. Whoop. 1 big lump. Okay. Salt. Teaspoon. 1 teaspoon of salt. And you think, this is going to make 2 9-inch cakes about yay thick. 1 teaspoon for all of that? The rest of it's sugar. The rest of it is a boatload of sugar. Let me tell you what. Okay. Make sure to tap that screen. Share with your friends if you are enjoying the show so far. And again, my name is Maya, and I'm generally a online gamer, streamer. Overwatch 2 is my main game. I also have a diamond painting channel called Maya's Masterpieces. It's also on TikTok and YouTube and Twitch and Kick and LiveSpace. But Maya's Masterpieces, if you also are into artsy stuff, I don't have enough followers there, so I can't stream there yet. But once I do, I will probably be doing my cooking streams from there because that makes more sense because World of Maya is more for gaming. But hey, if you're into both, you're in luck. All right, 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda, not powder. That's important difference. Very important distinction. You don't want to make that mistake ever. And yes, have I done it before? Yes, I have. Was it a disaster? Yes, it was. It's not good. Okay, 1.5 teaspoons baking soda. And soda is in. It goes over here. All right. Next. 1/2 cup margarine softened. Ta-da! Of course, she don't want to come out. Well, this is what spatulas are for. It's my good spatula. I think I have a gadget for pretty much anything, almost anything I'm one of those people that likes a gadget or a tool for every like specific thing. Not that I can't use a knife for multiple different things, but why use a knife to cut a melon when you can get a melon cutter that cuts it into cute little half balls for you? You know? Just my opinion. Who's into different utensils and thingamagadgets when you cook? You gotta have the right tool for the job is my take on it. It's my take on it. Gotta have the right tool for the job. Okie dokie. So let's see here. So it says I now have to put in 3/4 of a cup of the milk. And again, we are using buttermilk. This is always makes for the richest batters. The richest cakes I've ever had always use buttermilk. Ooh, and it smells good. It's a different smell, but it's actually good when it's fresh like this. 3/4 of a cup. And then the vanilla. Okay. So it's so thick. That's what she said. 3/4. So I want to make sure I read that right. Right there. Now, with my liquids, I'm usually pretty dead on accurate because you don't want to mess with that. Ever. Getting the liquids wrong is pretty bad. I mean, getting your dry measurements wrong is also bad, but I think getting the liquids are worse than the dry. Because if you kind of screw up on the dry, you can always add a little bit of a liquid to correct. But if you put in too much of a liquid, should you be putting in a little bit more dry? No, you could really mess it up. It's like it only really works one way. I mean, I have fixed botched batters before where I put in a little bit too much liquid and then I had to add in a little bit more dry to make up for it. But you could tell that the texture of the cake was different. It wasn't like the way it normally was. I mean, it was edible and it was fine. Everyone enjoyed it, but you just knew it was off. It was different. Something was different. And people who know my cakes are like, did you do something different this time? I was like, yeah, I fucked it up. Of course I did something different. How else would I do something different? Screwed up. All right, do I need this again? Yes, I'm going to need another half a cup of that in a minute. I have one of those really cool trash cans that is, it didn't follow me. Hey, you. Follow me. Come on. Hey, follow me. Follow me. There you go. Keep going. There you go. Keep going. I don't know if you can see it, but I just raise my hand over it and it opens up. And then I can say close can and it goes down. You can also do it by saying open can and it'll open in case your hands are completely filled with goopy stuff. And then you don't have to touch it. Just so nice. All right. So let's see. I put in the 3/4 cup of milk. And then vanilla. So, oh, and I have the cocoa too. Cocoa. I almost forgot the cocoa. So, thank you for the follow. Who is that? Dinosaur21. Thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. Welcome in. I'm Maya. So, cocoa. I almost forgot the cocoa. 3/4 of a cup of cocoa. And then the vanilla finishes it off. 3/4. Which means it's going to be a 1/2 and a 1/4. Know thy measurements. I gotta finish off this one cocoa that I already had open before I get to the really good stuff. It's only like a little bit, so that's no big deal. Recycle that. Woo-hoo. Follow me, You silly camera. Hey, Rothers, why is the camera moving? Because I have a camera, and it's my phone that's on a stand that follows me. The stand has a camera on it that follows me when I move. Motion tracking. So when I'm moving all over the place in here, I don't have to worry about being in frame all the time because it just follows me around. It's not perfect, but it does the job. Yeah, isn't that cool? I got it on TikTok. It wasn't that expensive. Sometimes it works. Yeah, it's not like a pro thing or anything. I do have an OBSBot camera that I could use for this, but you have to attach that to an actual laptop, which I don't have. So I have to go with something like this, but hey, it works, right? It does the job. For a quick setup to just do a quick TikTok stream, hey, why not, right? All right, let's continue making this cake from my mother, from my mom. My mom's going to be 77. 77, man. And she don't look it either. I got that from her. I don't look my age. She don't look hers. But she is in decent health. And she's still a spitfire, let me tell you. She's got all her senses. She is very active. She's funny. I love my mom. It's awesome. All right, so that's a half a cup of the cocoa. I'm going to spread it around a little bit into the buttermilk. God, this stuff gets everywhere. Now, a quarter cup. Again, I'm using a spoon, so it's not it's not impacted. It's not packed. It's loose in the cup. And I'm being rather generous with this because, come on, it's cocoa. This is the chocolate, man. Can't skimp on the chocolate. It's a little bit heavy. I don't care. It's the chocolate. You don't skimp on the chocolate. That's sacrilegious. You don't do that. All right. So that's the good shit. That's the good shit right there. All right, so move cocoa. We've used the cocoa. And now the vanilla. How much vanilla? 1.5 teaspoons vanilla. You know, it's funny. Oh, it smells so good. Again, this is that Madagascar vanilla. This is like true vanilla. Oh my God, if it wasn't so bitter, I would drink this shit. Let me tell you. I would drink it. All right, so 1.5 teaspoons. I kind of pour a healthy 1.5 teaspoons because this is so damn good. Just can't help it. It's so good. So good. Okay, it's a little bit of a spill on there. Just a spill. It's not like I went glug, glug, glug. It was like just itty bitty extra pour. Little extra pour on the vanilla is okay. Okay. So, let's see. Welcome in to all you new folks. Go ahead and tap your screen. Share. Let everyone know that this crazy old lady is making a cake for her mom. And let's see. Did I put in the eggs yet? So, okay, flour, granulated sugar, brown sugar, salt, baking soda, cocoa, margarine, buttermilk, vanilla. Beat on low speed to moisten, then on medium for 2 minutes. Scraping bowl is necessary, and then you add milk and eggs. Okay, you ready to make some noise? Come with me, camera. Hey, you. I'm talking to you. You with me? Sometimes it decides that it's not going to fall. There's the mixer. There it is. So I have a KitchenAid mixer, best brand. I have the kind that has the double arms that lock the bowl to it. I also have the guard so that it hopefully doesn't spray up too much. And if I need to pour anything else in it, I have a guard so I can add, but I probably won't need to use it, but it's just good for that initial that it does when you turn this on. So we're going to turn it on low just to get it started. There it goes. Just to start mixing up things. Making sure that the butter gets pushed around. And now we're going to go up to medium. 2 minutes. I'm going to use the timer on my microwave. So I can talk to you just for a little bit. I hope that's not too loud. But that thing is going to be basically going for 2 minutes. I will check on it from time to time with spatula to make sure that it is okay. Like now. It's getting a little hairy in there. So every so often you gotta give it a second. It's kind of flying up a little bit. Maybe I had that on a little too high. The medium on this isn't always, this mixer's kind of weird. It has a quirky personality. Kind of like me. I guess that's why it's my mixer, right? But it likes to, sometimes, medium isn't really medium, and then medium is high. So maybe it's time for a new mixer. But I just love this one. I know it. I know its temperament. It has attitude. That's fine. I can handle attitude. Can handle some attitude. Just a little, not a ton. I don't need a snarky KitchenAid blender. Let's try this again with feeling. Come on, baby. Yeah, I think I'm just going to leave it there. For some reason, it really wants to fly today. I'm not sure why, but that's okay. Sometimes it works, yeah. That's all right. Okay, so that's technically 2 minutes, but I did stop it. So I'm going to give it just a little bit longer. And then we're going to be adding in another half a cup of the buttermilk, cultured milk, and how many eggs? 2 eggs. That looks pretty good. Very nice. All right. More milk. Mm-hmm. Half a cup. Half a cup. Not 3/4. Just a half. There we go. I love that they sell this in these smaller bottles because otherwise you get like a half gallon of this shit and it's like, I don't need that much. I barely needed this. This is 16 fluid ounces. And I'm not even going to use it all. Like there's still that much left. But at least I'm not wasting this huge ton of it. You know what I mean? I don't like waste. That's one thing that my mom taught me is do not waste. Now, I try to live by that as much as I can. Sometimes I can't help myself, but she's the queen of waste not, want not. So I try my best to do as she taught me. I don't always succeed, but, we're different people. All right. That is looking good. Oh, it's nice and dark. All right, so it's nice and chunky at the moment, which is a good thing because I haven't put in all the rest of the liquid yet. And now I'm going to put in the eggs. 2 large grade A brown eggs. Now, I don't know about you, but I get really miffed if people just pick eggs haphazardly from the carton. If you got a new carton of eggs, or even have you go in order, left to right, or right to left. if you have to go from the middle, then just pick middle to one side or the other, but not random. That would drive me crazy. And I know that if my husband hears this, he's going to do it on purpose just to fuck with me because he knows I hate that. It's a little obsessive compulsive there. That's okay. Open can. See, I don't have to touch it. I don't have to wash my hands in between each egg, which works really nice. Some people can do that, crack an egg with one hand. I've tried it. It's a 50-50 chance I'll do it right. Open can. See, when you get older and you have a good job, you can afford $100 trash cans that are stainless steel that open when you tell it to. Now, since I just touched raw egg, I am washing my hands again. Because the last thing I need is spreading raw egg everywhere. On the counter and everywhere else. All right. Now, put in those. Beat 1.5 minutes at medium speed. All right. So this is it. This is when we're done with all the ingredients. And this is all the stuff I didn't use. I just had everything out just in case I needed it. So I'm going to start doing a little bit of cleanup, and then I'm going to get this going, and I'm going to prep a little bit, just putting things away, getting dirty, putting stuff away, getting it out of the way while it's doing this, because once this is done, I'm going to have to pour these into the pans. So let's go. All right, let's let it mix in a little bit. Actually, it looks like I need to scrape the sides a little bit more. I didn't do a good enough job. I tell you what, if you're not used to baking, that's a good arm workout. Let me tell you. Scraping very sticky cake batter down the side of a bowl. I'm feeling it in my shoulder. Tell you what, I'm also short, so I have to lift over, which probably isn't good, but whatever. It's all in the name of cake. Defend the cake. No one fucks with the cake. Nobody fucks with my cake. I am very protective and defensive about my cakes. I mean, if it's shite, just tell me. That's fine. That's fair criticism. But you don't fuck with me while I'm making the cake. You don't distract me. You don't give exclamation and commentary while I make my cake. You stay the fuck away from me when I make the cake. Now, you guys are welcome into my kitchen. But you guys can't actively say shit out loud to distract me. So that's why you're here. Because I gotta stay focused. I'll fuck it up. All right, I think that's good. Let's go. That's better. There we go. Minute 30. All right, I'm going to start. You still with me? Come on. You still with me, buddy? Hang on one second. It's plugged in, so, it should be on. There it goes. Looks like it just had a little shutdown. There we go. Now it's following me. All right. I'm going to start putting stuff away that needs to go away. It's all dirty. Goes into the sink. I will load the dishwasher, but not yet. I did empty it before I started. Ugh. Now, don't make fun of me because I am vertically challenged. I have to use my little steppy stool to do stuff. Ugh. All right. That's a minute and a half. Ooh, she looks good. Okay, looking good in the neighborhood. So, it's kind of drippy, which is the way it's supposed to be. No, follow me. It's kind of drippy. So, it's looking good. Let me just scrape these sides down again. Make sure it's getting everything. Oh, I missed a couple things, so it's going to go a little longer. Gotta really dig in there towards the bottom to make sure it's scraping everything. I do have one of those, what do they call that thing? Whatever the thing is called that it's spinning around the mixing device. It does have like a Rubbermaid side that scrapes the side. Still, even with that, it doesn't always get everything. I mean, it's a lot better than the last one I had, which didn't do shit. And that was a real pain in the ass. This one's better by far, but still. Oh, yeah. Ugh. It's the stuff like way at the bottom. Like way at the bottom. Looks good though. Like really, really good. So I don't know if you can. It's not too liquidy. It is officially starting to get everywhere. I'm gonna have to get my fingers dirty again to get all the batter off my spatula. At least most of it. Ugh. This is when I start getting coated in chocolate. Not that that's a bad thing, but I don't want to eat this. This is raw dough with raw egg and buttermilk. I don't want to be eating that. All right. Oh, see now my hands are all ick. One time my husband came in here watching me bake, and he's like, how did you manage to get it on your elbow and your wrist and your forehead? And I said, I probably did this. I had my forehead in my hair. I must have put my elbow in it somehow. You do these things. You do these things. All right, I'm going to mix it just a little bit more. A little bit. Come on, babe. Just to make sure it's got everything. I don't want to whip it. Whip it good. I don't want to do that. At the same time, I don't want to have any chunky bits. Now I have a paper towel here where I've been resting my spatula. I just got dirty. But I'm going to need another one soon. All right, let's get hands ready. All right. Moment of truth, as they say. The beater. They call this the beater. How is it so hard to remember that? This is called a beater. How is that so difficult? Oh my God. Senile. Going senile. Ah, let go. All right. Time to get as much batter off of this as I can. I may have to resort to fingers. I just might. Jury's still out. If you want as much of your batter as you can, of course, like I said, waste not, want not. Don't want to lose any of it. It's all really good ingredients. That's probably as good as I'm going to get unless I get my fingers completely filthy again. So we'll just call it right there. And I'm going to rinse off the handle of my spatula because it's all over my hands. I'm going to try and get this soaking so the chocolate batter doesn't just cake on. Because that's not good either. I like to clean as I go. So that way I don't have a huge mess when I'm done. Everyone's got their own style. Some people just make a freaking mess and then they clean it up afterwards. Some people like me clean as they go. Some people do a combination of the two. My mom taught me clean as you go. It just makes your life easier. She was always so efficient. So I figure, why not learn from one of the best? She's no Gordon Ramsay, but she's a damn good cook. And a damn fine baker. Seamstress, too. My mom, man, she does it all. She's perfected her craft, but she'll be the first person to tell you that it's not that good when people have offered her a lot of money to make things for them. So, there you go. Ugh. All right. Ooh, here we go. So, let's try and get this into the pans, shall we? And I'm just going to try and pour as much as I can in here. I don't know if this thing is going to not just see it, but I'm only supposed to put half in. So I'm going to kind of glop it here, and then I'm going to glop some here. And then I'm going to even it out as best I can, and we'll go from there. Right now it's just two big glops in the pan, and they got to be evened out. So let's go a little bit more over here. Glop, glop. Now I'm scraping the bottom now. A little more over here. Gloppity, glop, glop. That's the technical term. Glop. Glop your batter into the pan. Glop, glop, glop. Of course, my glasses start to fall off my face at that moment. Bloop. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Come on, baby. It looks pretty even to me. Now, you gotta understand, so you guys can see this, I am doing this backwards. I am not left-handed, so I'm gonna have to switcheroo here. Whew, because my dominant is my right. I know you're not gonna be able to see it, but I need to be able to use my right hand, which is my dominant one, to get the rest of this out. So, sorry. Bloop. Come on. Bloop. Bloop. Bloop, bloop. Come on. Let go. Oh, more bloops. Getting down to the end of it now. That should be it. Should be. I got a little more. Little more. Always get a little bit more out. Okay, that should do it. Oh, that over here. Use fingers now. Getting into it. Can never be too clean in the kitchen. If you're not making a mess, you're not doing it right. At least that's my saying. Okay. Another reason why I have this paper towel over here is that when I do use my fingers, I can just wipe my fingers off. All right, so now You see it's uneven, so I'm going to kind of shake it around a little bit, get it to touch all the sides. Okay, and then slap it down, smack that batter so that it falls evenly in the pan. And so now, that's one. So you see I kind of got it glopped, and now beware of the blood, it creeps and leaps. Come on, babe. I just make sure it kind of adheres to all the sides, and then I can give it a good shake. Ta-da! Those are now ready for the oven. Woo! It's hot in here. That oven is cranking out the heat. Oh, my god. Okay. Move step stool. Turn on oven light. And in they go. Da-da-da-da. Whew. Okay. That goes on for 35 to 40 minutes. It's usually 45. So I'm going to set the timer for 40. And then we'll check it. But I can guarantee you it's going to be 45. Always is. Everyone's oven is different. So my mother's, this is her recipe. It's clear she could get hers done in 35 to 40 minutes. Not mine. Okay. So at this point, it tells me we got to bake it until done. Test cake by putting a toothpick into the center of the cakes. If it comes out clean, the cake is done. Never. I love how my mom, she put this in caps. Never, ever test the cake or open the oven before the minimum baking time of 35 minutes. You can kind of see, it's kind of dark. Right there, you can see the caps. I got it, Mom. I got you, Mom. I got you. And that's it. So, bake the cake. Woo! Well, let's just hope it comes out good. So now I'm just going to clean up, fill up that big bowl with some soapy water, get the chocolate out of it, and then I'm going to put all my utensils pretty much in it. And I'm just using my sprayer to just, make a whole bunch of bubbles and kind of get the chocolate down the sides into the bowl so it won't be as messy when it goes into the dishwasher. This can go into the dishwasher. All my stuff is dishwasher safe, so makes for easy peasy cleanup. And I'm going to let that soak. I'm also making sure I got nice hot water so that the chocolate dissolves real easy. I don't even have to touch it. There we go. And now I can just start putting stuff away. And this, of course, is going to go in that, and don't have to touch it. So yeah, so I hope you had some fun watching. I might come back on live later when I do the frosting. It depends on how I feel, because that's always an ordeal. Frosting, I have to make a double batch of it because for whatever reason, I don't know why, the single batch, it's never enough to cover the whole damn cake. So that sucker is going to have 6 cups of confectionate powdered sugar in it. 6 cups. And more cocoa, salt, the milk, the vanilla, and and more margarine. It's basically sugar, butter, sugar, butter, vanilla, more sugar, and cocoa. That's the buttercream in the milk. That is the buttercream frosting. It's traditional, that's for sure. Man, does it take a lot of sugar. I gotta put this away first. So I'm gonna leave a couple things out that I need. So I need this, I need that, I don't need this. So I'm gonna just basically start putting things away. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to ask. The hard part's done, so you can distract me all you want now. I'm just gonna keep on putting stuff back. Have any of you had to make a chocolate cake and had it go wrong? Tell me what went wrong. I'm always curious to hear what went wrong. Those are always the best stories. And how you had to save the day by running to like a grocery store to get a grocery cake. I've had to do that. I've done it. Completely screwed up. Actually, I'm lucky because there's actually a really good baker nearby. So I don't have to go and get like a Kroger cake or like just classic vanilla batter grocery store cake. I mean, don't get me wrong, those are good, but some people have very, very, let's say, very refined and highly developed palates, me included. So I have a very good baker nearby that I can always go to in a pinch if I cause my own disaster, which happens. I am known to cause disasters of certain sorts. I think that's good for now. Oof. And I already have my cooling racks out in the corner. So that's ready to go. I already have all the stuff out for the icing. And that butter is also getting to room temp. So I don't have to worry about it later on once the cake is done. Other than that, I can choose to use this mixer if I want to, but I have a hand one that seems to do a better job because then I can just get in there and go and really do it up. So I'm thinking that's what I'll do again, but it depends on how my back feels because I'm going to have to sit down and take a break, take a breather, and just kind of, enjoy the moment. Ooh, sorry, it's falling in my hand. So anyway, I hope that you had a nice time watching. I hope it was fun. And please tune in again. You might see me do another baking stream at some point. I just posted a bunch of TikToks on this page. So all with video gameplay. So all Overwatch and me interacting with my community on Twitch, Kick, YouTube, Twitter, and Live Space. I do go live on Wednesdays and Thursdays around between 6:30 and 7 for Overwatch gameplay and some other stuff. On Maya's Masterpieces, that is my art stream. Also, all of those different things, Twitch, Kick, YouTube, Live Space, Twitter, and TikTok. So that is my art stream. And that's on Tuesdays between 6:30 and 7. And then Sunday mornings, I go live at 10 a.m. on Sway Gaming on Twitch only. And that is my esports community. And I am the stream team manager there, or director. So, anywho, it has been fun. I hope that you had a blast. And I will be talking to y'all soon. Thanks, everyone.